Mark, Mark,
What?
Mark.
I'm not wrong on that, am I? Am I?
Really? I even had this video between hurricane and typhoon.
I thought Hanmakan was a what? Is a is a god of
No.
no. I need to stop saying things. Hello and welcome back to Archeo Scoop. This is the show.
Where we look at news from history, archaeology, and the cultural sphere. BBC Radio 4.
Oh, interesting juxtaposition. Yes, indeed. This is that show, and we
We're
are
not sponsored by BBC. I just like trolling
no,
Mark with my radio voice.
no, exactly. Although it's a good voice, it's a good voice. But this year is obviously off to a start. We are now into the
A
year.
start.
Uh,
We're not saying whether it's good or bad,
no,
just a
it's off
start.
to a start, and
Whee!
things have occurred. And
Oh, I just want to give a quote from, oh, is it, it's not Tacitus. It's, oh no, it's the history of the Franks.
uh,
Many things have happened. Some of them good, some of them bad. There you go. History of the Franks, ladies and gentlemen.
yes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We can even say that. To be fair, however, with that in mind,
Certainly some of them funny.
this is a little oasis away from those horrible things, and hopefully a little place where people can do some learning, maybe even with some extra reading. So this week, this episode, I am going to begin with a story from Earth.com. Now, it is based on actual studies, actual work. It's not just a pop sci website, and it's interesting though because it's the headline is it's curious. It sort of says archaeologists learn why China buried its dead in specific places. Now that makes me think that they buried them in specifically odd places. Why is this dead person buried in that roundabout, for example? Or
Or I
why?
thought maybe they were talking about the position, maybe like head
Yeah,
head facing a certain direction.
yeah. Or feet to the sky. Who knows? But no, that's that's
Just
not.
slot them in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, that's not the case. It's a nationwide study has found that ancient Chinese tombs were located in patterns that reflected power, wealth, and landscape across more than 4,000 years. A Beijing-based team compiled records of documented tombs, then tested how economics, geography, and these factors help to explain where sites survive. The work was led by Quan Bao Ma, a heritage conservation researcher at Beijing University of Civil Engineering and Architecture. His research at Boudicca, which is the Beijing University of Civil Engineering and Architecture, focuses on mapping cultural heritage sites with a geographic information system, GIS software, which is very archaeological. And it's software that plots and analyzes location data. In their map, each tomb was recorded, became a data point tied to its period, setting, and preservation status. Now then, the question is, why do these locations matter? In Chinese national conservation rules, treating tombs as heritage sites and immovable remains with historical value is crucial. And so archaeologists study tomb design, burial goods, and inscriptions to infer identity, social rank, everyday customs, and religious beliefs. But some surviving tomb maps also reflect the discovery and loss of tombs. So patterns can mix ancient choices with modern recording. So in other words, the specifics of sites and how they've changed over time can actually muddy the waters as to what the people are actually looking at. So this national map, drawing on locations from China's third national cultural relics census, then cleaned up duplicates, or got rid of duplicates, filled in gaps and obvious errors, and analysed spatio-temporal patterns that change across place and time, or rather spatio-temporally, using GIS tools for mapping these statistics, etc., etc. The the various things that factored in though were time, fairly obvious,
Mhm.
prosperity, and war, and the movement of people. And this led to actually to three big clusters. Across dynasties, tombs concentrate around central plains, such as the Chengdu Chongqing and the Guangdong Plain regions today.
I'm crying
I
inside, Mark.
apologize.
I'm
I'm
crying inside.
apologizing. I apologize. I apologize. Um,
So apologies to everybody who speaks any one of the Chinese languages. That
anyone
if we got
who
any of
uses
the tonal,
anyone who uses consonants and vowels, anyone who uses nasal,
anyone
uh,
who has ears,
anyone who has ears, I
just
apologize.
take them off, rub them on a wall, and throw
Yes,
them
yeah, yeah,
away.
yes. But yes, lick them clean. These areas offered flat land, workable soil, and reliable water, the conditions that helped ancient settlements to grow over generations. They also sit in relatively humid climates, which can slow drying damage and help preserve coffins and burial objects. So that's a factor that has an implication for survival of the archaeology, but also the living populations as well, and where people actually are populated. What's interesting about it is the way that all of this data comes together to, I suppose, reinforce. It's a way of talking about burials, which isn't the way that we tend to talk about them. So, and this is why I quite like it. So they for example highlight local relationships. They follow geographically weighted regression models that let relationships come to the fore that varied from the national average. Using this method, the researchers were able to explain much of why ancient tomb numbers differed from place to place. And across most municipalities, population linked positively with tomb counts. So that makes sense. Uh, but it's the way in which it's interrogated this loss of tomb information and the locations of populations that's just been fun to read. It's yeah. Does this just sound like common sense? People bury people where they live, and the climate will affect
Not
whether or not tombs
always. I mean,
survive.
there are many civilizations that didn't bury people where they lived, and
Hmm.
even religions today that don't. For example, those who are still Zoroastrian don't bury anybody
Hmm.
and they don't keep them where they live. They bring them to a top of a mountain. There are specific ones. They bring the corpse to a mountain and they let nature reclaim the body.
Hmm.
So no, I don't think necessarily that it is common
Okay.
sense.
Well, that's good. That's good. Good to know. Finally, the paper published in PLOS One. I told you it was real research. The paper identifies threats such as erosion, development pressure, uh, and tomb raiding, all of which can erase evidence before researchers arrive. Furthermore,
Lara is now just gonna pop in the corner
yeah,
going,
yeah. Da, da, da.
did we say money and tomb raiding? Oh my goodness. I must investigate immediately and bring my guns.
Exactly. I
And
need
randomly find a raptor that's just been around.
yes, and go swimming a lot,
Yeah,
uh, and drown.
in very
Yeah.
tiny shorts.
Mm, yeah. Furthermore, missing tomb count may actually reflect wars, rebuilding, and the effects of time. Law enforcement surveys have also flagged illicit excavations, and in response, authors argued for preventative protection using this GIS monitoring software and models to focus attention on high density areas early. So where there is development pressure, where basically there's going to be more people living in the near future, perhaps focus archaeological investigations sooner. A 2023 case study shows that open access predictive mapping can help guide archaeological surveys when funding for field work is limited. This model may help Chinese authorities to channel funds for preservation in more efficient ways. And the reason, again, this thing about talking about burials in a slightly abstract way and using statistical analysis and mapping is that it also, as well, in a country like, for example, China, and heck, anywhere in the world right now, to be honest, it means that you're not loading it with cultural associations and anthropological jargon that someone in power is going to go, we're not going to give you money. You're being whatever woke or whatever. You're against the current
You're
prevailing
being
idea.
cremated because we said so.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is against the prevailing system. Rather, this actually gives not only a way of describing various types of tombs, a, a single platform, so you can negate, as they say, repetitive data or data that's missing from one map and replace it with data from another map. But also, as well, it means that you can just talk about what the archaeology needs in terms of study and preservation and survival. So it's interesting, and I thought it was a funky way of not talking about current events.
Or the people in charge of certain countries.
Yeah, exactly.
My first story is one, Mark. So I chose this because of the headline, and I saw our good friend Howard and also our friend Dr. Ten, who runs Sticks and Bones podcast and
Hmm.
who also runs Dirt Diaries. They also went off about this because I went off about the same thing. And I saw this because Dr. Francis Young had posted it, and my immediate phrase when I saw this headline was, "Oh, fuck off. You
Hmm.
can't." So here it is, Mark. You ready?
Yep.
Extraordinary Iron Age war trumpet find in Britain may have Boudicca links.
Yeah. No.
And
No.
we're
Do
going
you
to
know?
talk about
I
why that's not possible, actually.
I heard this in passing on a BBC radio up some. It was like,
Uh-huh.
and now in the news, blah 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 blah, Boudica, blah blah blah. I was like, so yes, go on, hit me.
I even saw Duncan Mackay, whom we interviewed on Legends and Lectures about. He is the authority on Boudica, and he posted that, but he was like, "Yeah, whatever, man. You could say it is, but it's not." Okay, so
Hmm.
we will talk about why we are laughing, and it says. Bronze, this is something in general that obviously the news suffers from is misinterpreting or misappropriating names that are popular that will get people to click on things. Now, to be fair, this is,
Stonehenge,
yeah, or Pompeii, as we
Pompeii.
talked about
Like,
before.
yep.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to take that story. I didn't want to take that story from you because I thought that
Oh
I thought you were going to mention it.
no, I
Um,
haven't. I haven't chosen that one this month,
Yeah, there was the
this week.
Pompeii of the UK,
Yeah.
which I just laughed
Well,
at. So
no.
this one says,
Sorry. Okay. Since I'm not picking it, it's the
okay,
Pompeii of Port Talbot. So it's a Pompeii in Wales. I previously studied, dug at, and done videos at Binchester, which was called the Pompeii of the North, which I think you should say it like this: the Pompeii of the North. Um, and even the archaeologists, even the archaeologists on the site hated that. They absolutely hated it, but the university kept on using it because it got clicks.
exactly,
Yeah,
or funding,
yeah,
literally, because if you
and
say to somebody, "Oh, I think we've something extraordinary. We have the Pompeii of the North,"
yeah,
and then you'll get funding. So
and
yeah,
by that, all they mean is well preserved.
yeah.
That's what they mean, well preserved.
And so this
Yeah,
is a well-preserved trumpet.
yeah.
Bronze Age instrument or a carnix dug up in Norfolk, which is where around where Boudica was,
The
in
Pompeii of
area and
Norfolk, Pompeii of trumpets,
this is the Stonehenge of
it's the
trumpets.
Stonehenge of Pompeii's.
This is the dark souls of the
Yeah.
Iron Age. Inhabited by Celtic tribe led by warrior who fought the Romans. So this is talking
Hmm.
about that it's in
Hmm.
the Iceni area. And extraordinary, why this is in quotations, I can't answer that, but an extraordinary air quotes, Iron Age war trumpet may have links to the Celtic tribe led by Boudicca in the period that they were battling the invading Roman army, has been discovered by archaeologists in Norfolk. Now, I mean, the discovery itself is pretty good, but is it really from Boudicca's tribe? The bronze trumpeter Carnix is only the is okay. The bronze trumpeter Carnix is
You're
only
too
the
excited.
third.
Calm down.
It's the Dark Souls of archaeology. Is only the third ever found in Britain and the most complete example discovered anywhere in the world. Fashioned in the shape of a snarling wild animal, the object would have been mounted on a long mouthpiece high above the heads of the warriors. If you've never seen one,
Hmm.
it it's a big tube like this, and the trumpet goes up like that.
Yeah, the Romans had something very similar as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's not singular in
In Iron
amongst
Age,
Celtic
yeah.
peoples.
No.
Yeah. And they would have had it in battle. It was found last summer, so it's quite a long time ago. During excavations ahead of new housing developments in West Norfolk. And this is how you get things funded, kids. You go, ooh, do you need a housing project? Well, give us excavation money and we'll find out whether you can dig there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yay! Tantalizingly,
Hmm.
the area where the hoard was
Oh
discovered
God, sorry,
falls.
sorry, sorry. So now they're going to have a street in that bloody place called Boudicca Street, aren't they? They're going to,
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of
yeah, they're
that
going to,
actually.
they're going to like so. So here, sorry, this is a bit of a tangent, but here, like around any place where there's a bit of Hadrian's Wall above ground, you have Hadrian Place, Roman Court, you know, Caesar's Palace. You have all sorts of stuff. That basically people take any opportunity to bring in, yeah, like, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them, but it's good. Not, it's don't call it Boudica. Call it Horny Place.
Carnick's place?
Yeah, Carnick's Place. Yeah, I was going to say that, but I forgot what the word was. Horny. It's the horn. Gone.
So
Sorry.
more importantly, while this is the area where Boudicca's people were,
Yeah.
the time period is a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
And because when did Boudica's revolt start, Mark? What year?
Oh, God, I can't remember. Is it the 120s?
Really, Mark?
No,
Really?
I've completely forgotten.
Fail!
Like,
No, 60 AD, my friend.
they go 60,
60
yeah, I
AD.
think, yeah.
And this
No,
trumpet
120, yeah, Hadrian's Wall
is dates to
stuff.
before that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not possible. Maybe they had it, but the fact that Boudica ever carried it, no, not really
No.
possible. So it says, while the artifacts are sensational themselves, their possible connection to one of the few named figures of the British Iron Age, and remember, Boudica never wrote about herself. It was only the
Mm.
Cassius-Dio and there were other Romans who wrote about her. Uh, he said, we're absolutely within the heartland of the Iceni. Whether it was they who buried the hoard
Oh,
or
it's
not,
like he's here.
we just don't know.
Oh, he's
But almost certainly the items were buried in the first century AD. That brings us closer to the Iceni and to Boudica. They are such rare quality that any important people from the Iceni and other groups would have known these objects.
I can smell the tweed.
Uh,
Yes.
and the hat,
Yeah.
delicious,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
All
Very
right,
good.
Mark, what's your next story?
Well, my next story, it's just nice. It's just a nice story. It's just nice.
Nice.
It's just nice. It's just lovely.
It's a nice
This
story.
is
Does it have a good family?
it does. It has a good family, and
Does it have money?
I think well,
Is it a doctor?
we'll come to that. We'll come to
Oh,
the money
great.
stuff. But I think it'd be very good for you. Um, so the, so the National Trust. This is the National Trust who do have money, but sometimes I have issues with how they use their money.
Mhm.
We want people to sit, pause, and relax. Is the headline. National Trust to open its libraries for public use, which I think is fantastic.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, the charity is planning to make stately homes more welcoming by inviting visitors to use furniture and reading rooms, which is really interesting. Having obviously being it's just part of being alive on this island is you will be taken to these big houses at some point. You'll traipse through the house, and then you'll go and have a scone. And whenever you go through the
It's a
house,
lovely day out.
it's a lovely day out. It's a lovely day out. Going to see the assets that the wealthy no longer require and feeling as though somehow we're privileged to be allowed to do so. Anyway, um, one of the great things about doing it though is when you see these libraries and you see these spaces that were family rooms, and clearly someone put lot of effort into collecting this wealth of knowledge, and you cannot touch anything. So, for example, here at Whitewick, I might be pronouncing that improperly, chairs that people are free to sit on are being identified because obviously not all the furniture is going to be strong enough for sitting on.
I thought they were going to say it's being identified as you, George,
Yeah.
you, Frank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get a ticket. You get to sit on George for an hour. Um, with cushions, and identified with cushions. Okay, that's good. So not names, but cushions, decorated with cats. While at Blickling, modern children's books and non-fiction volumes have been placed along the visitor route, such as the lower ante and upper ante rooms, so visitors can rest and read. The trust is making sure that there are more places for people to take a seat at Vine in Hampshire, Hardwick Hall in Derbyshire, Lacock Abbey in Wiltshire, Teehee, Upton House in Warwickshire, and Durham Park near Bath, or rather
Both,
Bath.
both.
Bath. So it's just nice, and it doesn't sound as though you're just going to be able to walk in and pick up any book you want, but
Ah,
as a step in the right direction, and also I think actually in that sense using these as more than just slightly musty corridors through which you pass and go, oh, look at how people used to live, or some
it was
people
not
used to live.
nice. Isn't
Yeah.
that special? Isn't
Um,
that special?
and then you go and have your scone in the converted stables, for example.
We're scone if you're from the South.
Yeah, but it's a scone. We know it's a
Or
scone.
scone if you're from the South.
No, you know it's a scone. You know it's a scone. It's a scone. Like,
So for scones you need 8 ounces of self-raising flour, and I sieve that because in fact if you sieve it it'll be lighter, and you've got to add baking powder. If you add the baking powder with scones it does make them rise just a little bit more.
Scone's
It's a
good,
scone.
mate. Scone's good.
it's a scone.
Don't tell Middle Scots that. Scone.
No, but scone is scone. So, like, it's fine. But scone is not. Sorry.
How to set a northerner off in 5 seconds.
No. It is scone. It is scone. No.
You can't possibly say it's scone.
No. No, this isn't a bath thing. This is literally. I've forgotten which is it. Is it the Women's Institute? They identify it as scone.
They can say whatever they like.
Scone
They're
is
not
the word.
linguists. And you cannot police how people pronounce things because scone is an acceptable
I know it's
pronunciation.
acceptable. It's acceptable. You know.
Just like castle and castle, bath and bath, they're both acceptable. And you have to accept it, Mark. That's linguistics. Language is a living and moving thing, and you just have to accept it and get on with your life.
Yeah, I suppose. In 19 uh
I've derailed the whole thing now.
you have so I got completely derailed.
You know, really though, no, that you know, we can say like you could say scone or scone or scone, however you want to say it. But what you cannot do,
Schooner.
what you cannot do
Yeah.
is put the cream first. It's jam first. Up Cornwall. There.
I do one for each half.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I do,
Yeah.
Mark, where you do one for each and then you make a sandwich.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you're doing them singular, jam first. Always. Up Cornwall.
I won't argue with you.
This is no discussion. This is how it is. I know the precepts of a cream tea, sir,
Mm-hmm.
and it's jam first.
Yes.
Everybody from Cornwall sound off in the comments and tell Mark why he's wrong.
Hey, I love Cornwall. Um, This is a very silly episode. Other initiatives planned by the Trust this year, however, include setting up big screens in towns and cities revealing the lives of seals, puffins, and beavers, which is intended to help people connect with nature wherever they are. It wants to release more beavers into the wild and help white-tailed eagles expand further throughout England and Wales. So
Obligatory joke about beavers in the wild here. Yay!
I was trying my best.
I'm
not
Canadian.
to.
I can do whatever
I
I
was trying
want.
my
You can't
best.
tell me about beavers.
What's your next story, Michelle?
Extraordinary. Again, in weird quotations. Extraordinary. Roman box made of bone
Oh,
found. This is
From
from the
beavers to
BBC.
boxes.
Oh, this is the perfect segue. Delicious. Amazing. All things one can insert oneself into. But this one looks specifically like a dice box. It looks very, very cool. An extraordinary artifact believed to date back to the late Roman period, has been unearthed in Worcestershire, which is partly why I chose this way I could say Worcestershire 60 times fast.
And
The
that
excava
well done.
I know what I'm about. I
No,
mean, I
I
love how
know,
people
I
are just
know.
like, no, no, it's Worcester. Just cut it off. And I'm like, no, 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 Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
The excavation at Millstone Ground in Broadway uncovered 8,000 years of human activity, but it was the discovery of a carved bone box, which is absolutely pristine. Yeah, Mark will show the picture; it's beautiful. Which really excited archaeologists. The bone box it actually has a slide top, like a pencil case. It's really amazing. The
Okay.
bone box was recovered from the grave of a young woman, with archaeologists believe the find could offer new insight into the lives, beliefs, and craftsmanship of the people who once occupied the North Cotswolds. Jamie Wilkins, who led the excavation, describes the find as extraordinary, again in air quotes, and that he had never seen anything like it before. The dig was carried out by Worcestershire Archaeology, with the excavation commissioned and funded by, I think it's Wychavon,
Oh, I thought it was going to
District
be
Council.
funded by Worcestershire Sauce. No, that's a shame.
Ah,
Ah,
wouldn't
yeah,
that be great? Wouldn't
yeah,
that be great? But
yeah.
sadly, no. It's by a
Some Leon
council, which is
Perrin.
nice. Thank you, council.
Yes.
Ahead of Plan Development C, if you
Ah,
just build houses, archaeology gets done.
mm-hmm.
The artifact found, which spanned prehistoric, Roman, and Saxon times, took center stage in an episode of BBC's. Oh, that's why they're reporting on this to show up their own
Yeah,
program.
yeah.
BBC Two's Digging for Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Now on BBC. Emma Kiersey, Wichivon's executive board member for planning, infrastructure, and urban design, said, end quote, the excavation at Millstone Ground is rewriting what we know about Broadway and Worcestershire's past. The bone box in particular is a fascinating item, and I'm pleased it is being featured on Digging for Britain so more people can share this excitement of its discovery. Anyway, there you go. But it's a marvelous piece. It is
And
really amazing.
so, did they use any other words to describe the box?
Nope, just
No.
extraordinary.
In that sense, is this therefore an ossuary then? So this is a box for bones, not a box made
It
out of
doesn't
bone.
say. It doesn't say that there. So it's a bone box, as in it's made of bone,
Oh, it is made of
but
bone. Okay,
it's
right.
made of bone,
Okay.
but it doesn't say that there was anything in it.
Hmm.
It doesn't say any. It doesn't talk about any of the other artifacts, which is kind
Hmm.
of weird. But it just says that this is a bone box and it's in perfect condition, and that's it.
Okay. Bone.
Bone your box your bones, kids.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yep.
goes. Whatever you do, just wrap it all.
Yep.
I shared this with Mark yesterday. I do have a little bit of a sad bonus story.
Oh.
And that is, and I just wanted to read this to you because we can all go awe together. Top Loch Ness Monster Hunter,
Hmm.
cue the Monster Hunter theme song,
Hmm.
says Nessie is fake
Hmm.
after 52 years of searching.
Hmm.
Oh. He says
Yeah.
the sightings are shipwakes and other natural causes. Now we know Nessie's fake and that she was made up in
Yeah.
general, but I still think it's endearing that people are still looking for her
Hmm.
because Loch Ness is so deep. I don't think people understand how it's a glacial lake. It's very, very deep,
Yeah.
and so
Well,
people were
especially
desperate to find stuff down there. But
yeah.
you know,
But it's especially deep if you spend the night and hang out, maybe have some nice drinks. The conversations you'll have, they're so profound.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You weren't giving me anything.
Nope.
No, no, no.
I shall give you nothing. But
Nothing,
my real
sir.
nothing. So you get nothing. But the real bonus story, which
Yeah.
is some happy news, is 11 new Japanese words have entered the OED.
Oh,
Yay!
okay.
Including senpai, love hotel, and that there are a bunch of other ones. And I hear people cry, oh,
Kawaii.
but they're Japanese words. Oh, that's interesting. No, kawaii wasn't one of them, but
Oh,
maybe
okay.
will be eventually. But I hear people saying things like, "Oh, you can't be putting Japanese." Let me tell you, sir, we can put anything we want in English. English is the great sponge of languages, and
Hmm.
we already have Japanese words. We have karaoke or karaoke,
Hmm.
katana or katana. We
Hmm.
have tons of Japanese words. Skoshi. We have tons of Japanese words. So tsunami,
Yeah, yeah.
thinking that, we can't take in Japanese words as nonsense. Yokai was one of them that was added, which is very nice. And of
Mm.
course, one of the great ones is the washlet, which is the greatest toilet. The Toto washlet is the greatest invention in human existence. And if you've never experienced one, you really are missing out on a slice of heaven on earth, I
Is that
have to say.
is that what you did? You basically went to Japan, you got the konbini chicken, and then went
Oh,
straight
the
to a
Family Mart
toilet.
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
yeah, yeah. And you're just
The
sitting there.
quintessential Japanese experience is the second that you get off the airplane, you go instantly to whatever convenience is closest to you.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter if it's your house or hotel,
with your hand ready.
immediately. Yep,
Yeah,
with your hand ready. And
yeah.
sometimes there's a family chicken if you have a Family Mart. Sometimes there's an egg sando if you have a 7-Eleven. And sometimes there's good sweets and the popcorn chicken if you go to a Lawson's. And sometimes there's ex potato fries and ice cream if there's a mini stop.
Hmm.
And if you're going to Hokkaido, there's Seiko Mart, which has all the best hot foods ever. It's exactly what you do. You go in ready. You buy your socks and you go and buy your booze because usually you could go in and buy a highball for like $2. It's true.
Wow.
I had no idea what a highball was because I'm not a drinker. And then I thought, oh, this is really popular. I wonder what this is. It is, okay, it's a giant can like this. Highball has become very popular in Japan in years past, and it's the go-to fuck me up right now fast drink because it's like 20% alcohol. It's
Uh-huh.
the strongest whiskey you've ever had.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know this. I just thought, oh, it's because Suntory Highball, it's everywhere. And I cracked, and I was, yeah, it's $2. I'll give it a try. Cracked it open, had a sip, and went,
Yeah.
oh,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
immediately handed it off to somebody else because I went, wow. And you can get that at a convenience store at 24 hours a day.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep.
Nice.
So the moral of this story is kids have the greatest toilets in the history of the world, and you too can get into the OED.
This is true. One of my favorite additions to the English language from another language is hurricane,
Hmm.
from I think Mayan, Hunrakan or something like that. It's like one of
Mark,
it is, isn't it? Hunrakan.
Mark, Mark,
What?
Mark.
I'm not wrong on that, am I? Am I?
Really? I even had this video between hurricane and typhoon.
I thought Hunrakan was a what? Is a god of
No.
no. I need to stop saying things.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse between this and Itsubi Mario. I mean, no.
Oh
No.
no. So, well, where's it come from then?
As far as we know, Portuguese. It came into the English via that. So the thing is that here's the thing. We talk
I mean,
about this when
it's
we talk
still an
about the
addition from another language, but yeah.
yes, was we talked about the difference between hurricane and typhoon and why in certain parts of the world typhoon is used. Because everyone's like, oh, what goes the other one goes the other. No, it just depends on the part of the world and which word that you're used to. That's pretty much it. And so typhoon, there's an argument as to whether it comes from Chinese, etc. And because of where of how the region talks about that language. And then hurricane has been with us since at least the 1500s. And they claim, I don't know where you got that idea that it came from an ancient language, because
Mesoamerica, yeah.
yeah, the only way that we know of this word is it's written down in Spanish and Portuguese.
Mm,
That's it.
mm,
So some people say that it is I think it's an Arakan word, so
hmm.
something from the West Indies, but the only record we have of it comes from the Spanish and Portuguese. That's it.
Okay, cool, cool.
Where
I've,
did you hear that, Mark?
uh, and if clearly I don't know. I'm clearly just insane. I think I thought it was in a book right behind me, but so I've just written a little note I'm going to hang on my desk. It just says, "Never talk word stuff on Scoop." Just to remind me.
It's me, Mario. Really? I couldn't believe that one. I thought he's joshing me on this. You can even see my face in that episode where I'm going,
Yeah.
no,
No, no,
it's not.
that one was literal. That one was literally that was an expert on the radio talking, and
Who knew nothing about
knew nothing about
Japanese.
anything. And now I just feel like, I mean, to be honest, why is anyone listening to this show? If I can get things that wrong, I mean, maybe it's because we go against the prevailing winds of society at the moment, and I'm not just going, no, I'm right.
Well, as
Like,
well as we talk about a lot on the show, which is sometimes, you get a priori knowledge, which is knowledge that you've just gleaned from somewhere, and you think you know.
yeah,
I love that. That's amazing. And like, so for example, I remember somebody talking about, oh, staircases were made a certain way to stop people who were left-handed. And I went, and I did not grow up with that because where I
oh,
grew up, we
there's
didn't have
spirals in castles. Yeah,
we didn't
yeah,
have that in castles.
no.
And I said, no, they're not. No, yeah, they are. And I went, no, they're not. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you want to talk about like somebody's upstairs versus somebody's downstairs, okay, fine. But why would a spiral staircase have anything to do with left-handers? And of course, that's nonsense knowledge that
Mm,
was made up by a sword fighter in the
mm,
early 1900s.
mm,
That was never true at all.
yeah,
Absolute nonsense. But many people think that is true. As many people know that. They think that they know that, but it's not true.
yeah.
But I just don't know why you would dare try to talk word stuff in front of me, Mark. Knowing that I wouldn't critique and knowing that I had a video on that. Boy.
It's thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm gonna go and prostrate myself somewhere. I think.
But as I say to anybody, I'm very happy to be wrong. Just show me the first-hand source. That's what I want to know. So if you have more information about that than I do, that's wonderful. But you got to back it up with sources, because if not, I'm gonna get you.
Well, you will, and you have, and I guess we'll see you next time, folks.
Mark, could you lean closer to the camera just for 1 second?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Uh-huh.
There we go.
Are you
I
screen
need to.
capping?
Yep.
Okay. Can you read it?
Everybody screen cap this and keep this for your own amusement.
Well, let's see if we can get it to a bit more. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Fucking hell.
That's your gift for the new year, friends. And I hope you've enjoyed this very silly episode of Archaeo Scoop, where we talk about news from history, archaeology, and absolutely nothing to do with linguistics in front of Michelle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right. Bye, guys.
Where did you learn that? The hurricanes